Okay, I need to give a little backstory on this battle before it starts because I had to battle somebody. No, I didn't have to battle him, but I was on Team Equinox and I was like, fine, I'll accept this dude's battle request, and I decided to battle him. And we had two battles. The first one was a UU battle, and he used a stupid rain team, which I've seen like a million times. And yeah, the only difference was he didn't have a Kabutops. He had Noma Star. Wow, so much difference. So, after winning that 1-0, he decided that, hey, let's OU. And I was like, fine, okay, whatever. So I OU the guy, and he does not know anything about the game mechanics of this game, so I ended up having a battle with him, and a bunch of crap happened, and he doesn't understand the definition of a critical hit. A critical hit is more likely to happen when somebody has stat raises for their defenses, and a critical hit will bypass all stat raises and then do double damage. What he was saying, oh, but it's never did more than a third to my walls. Well, yeah, guess what? Critical hits do more than that. They do a ton of damage when you're at +6 defense. So yeah, here's a battle with two Stalwars against a guy named Freze from Zat. If you ever see this guy, do not battle him. I repeat, do not battle him. And as you could probably tell by that intro, this is a great battle. So anyways, here's a battle against some freaking idiot named Freze. So I leave with Arrow and I decided to go to Dad oughta do it because it's obvious he's gonna fake out. So he goes for a Fire Blast, and I'm like, okay, my oven can take that because it cooks things already, and sets up a substitute. Well, this stupid little Vernape decides to go all Fire Blast, and then he misses, and he complained that I was haxing him the entire time. I miss a Charge Beam, so he hits a second Fire Blast, and hey, guess what? I miss the second Charge Beam. Isn't that just great? I mean, anyway. But I use Shadow Ball because I figure I don't want any more mishacks. So I get Special Defense Drop, and he's like, oh, whatever, and he was like calling me gay for using a ROTOM, and then he switches out, and he goes to Scizor. And I'm thinking, okay, Charge Beam, but it misses again, so yeah. Good job. So now I go for Roll-Lisp, and surprisingly it hits, because I know he's going to Pursuit. It's freaking obvious. It's a Scizor. And he Pursuits, and it does a decent amount of damage, I suppose. But, of course, it won't be able to kill me yet. So he gets hurt by his Burn, and I know it's Choice Band Scizor, because all Scizors are Choice Band. So I go for Charge Beam, and it does a decent chunk to this stupid Scizor, and I get the special attack raise, and it actually hit, and then he kills me off with the second Pursuit. So, now that that's all said and done, I decide to go out to my Donphan because I want to be able to set up Stealth Rocks and whatnot. So he goes up to Latias, and this guy complains about me using freaking Rotom, but he decides to use a Latias against me. So he goes for a Calm Mind as I go for Stone Edge, and of course it actually hits this time. But, yeah. He keeps going for stupid Calm Mind stats, and he keeps trying to be greedy about setting up everything. So I go for another Stone Edge, and of course I'm going to miss, because Donphan can't freaking see past those tusks, and that nose, it's all in the way. So he surfs and kills off my Donphan, which isn't that big of a deal, because Donphan didn't really need to be in this battle, because most of the guys on this guy's team could pretty much take nothing from its attacks. So his stupid little Latias is floating there getting leftovers and being all crap, and then I send out Aerodactyl. And I figure an Ice Fang should be able to take it out sooner or later, maybe 2 hits, because I have a Focus Sash, so I know I can take 2 hits. So he surfs, and he hits me into my Sash, which is just whatever, it's fine, I don't really care, it's just a stupid Latias, it should be Uber, but no. So I hung on with Focus Sash, and then I decide, okay, you stupid little Latias, I want to stick more ice in my mouth and just bite you, but of course he has to go to a stupid Scizor, and I was so close to clicking Stone Edge or Earthquake, but I decided to just go for the stupid Ice Fang. So here I was thinking he's either going to Pursuit or Bullet Punch, so I stay in because I was thinking he might Pursuit, but he decides just to be stupid and go for a Bullet Punch. So now he's getting very low down in health, and I go out to my Jirachi, and I'm like, there's no way he's going to stay in, but he stays in and bullet punches and does like nothing, and then I set up sub, and he's like, oh, sub Rachi, and I was like, yeah, so what? So he dies to his burn now, and now that the field is clear, he's going to bring in his stupid Snorlax. So I decide to stay in and see what kind of Snorlax this is by going for a Calm Mind, and guess what? It's a cursed Snorlax, just like all Snorlaxes. And I don't know what his moveset is, but I know he's got the standard EVs and whatnot. So, I gain a little bit of my health back after eating some stupid leftovers that I stole from the stupid fat freak thing that's in front of me, and then I go out to Burninate because I know I can kill this stupid thing. So he starts getting greedy and starts going for a bunch of curses as I start setting up my own stuff. So, I decided to set up a substitute because I like sub-punching, and he keeps going for stupid curses. So, He keeps cursing and cursing and cursing. And I'm like, dude, you are just asking for me to get a critical hit on you. And he's like, no, you won't. So he keeps going cursing. I start going for focus punch. And then he keeps cursing and I focus punch. And I was seriously just, ugh. This guy, do not battle him. For God's sake, just don't battle him. So now I know he's going to rest, so I go for Outrage because I want to be able to get constant damage and not let him just get a free rest up. And then I Outrage again, and I get a crit. So yeah, if crits only do a third, then why did I kill you? So I go out to my Burninate still, and he goes out to his stupid Gyarados, and I Extreme Speed, bypass Confusion. Probably should have gone for an Outrage here, but who cares? So I snap out of Confusion and go for another Extreme Speed because I just want to get as much damage on this stupid thing as possible. And of course, he's going to hit both of his Stone Edges, and he's going to get a crit like it matters, but still, it's a stupid crit anyway. So now that my Burninate has been taken down by a crit, it's pretty much even hacks now. His stupid Gyarados eats a stupid little leftovers from its leftover mother thing that gave birth to it. It's placenta, I guess. And then I set up another sub because whatever. And he's like, I predicted your sub, it went for a waterfall! And I was like, yeah, that's not predicting, that's just being stupid obvious. So, now he decides that, I'm gonna switch because I'm gonna predict stuff! Well, what would he have done if I set up a sub? So he goes out to stupid Infernape and I just kill it off with Thunderbolt. You got a lot accomplished, didn't you? So his stupid Infernape goes down, and now he's going to go out to the next thing that's going to cause a stupid stall war. He goes up to Latias. He decides to recover. I go for Thunderbolt. And the only thing that I know I can win is if I get Paralyze hacks with Thunderbolt. And that's exactly what happens because Jirachi is built to hacks everything in its path. So now that I'm faster and I can set up substitutes and get Parahacks on him and Calm Minds and whatnot, I can stall him out. So I keep Calm Minding, and then he decides to be a cool guy and start Calm Minding too after the Surf doesn't break my sub. So now we're all going to +6 because he decided he wants to go for a stupid stall war. So I start going for Psychics because I want to get damage on this thing, and I'm figuring I can get a crit eventually and kill it off. So he keeps Calm Minding because he's greedy, and he's a stupid little freaking idiot who decides to be stupid and seriously, if you ever see this guy, do not battle him. He is just a freaking sore loser. So I paralyze him, and he keeps on surfing, and he keeps complaining about me haxing him. But I'm like, well, guess what? You don't have to stay with your stupid Latias. You can go to something else and destroy Jirachi. Latias isn't a perfect counter to Jirachi at all. So he keeps surfing and breaking my sub and not breaking my sub, and I keep going for substitutes and Calm Minding and whatnot because I have a free opportunity to set up on this thing. And I keep going for Psychic and hoping for a crit because I know this isn't going to end any other way. So I keep subbing down, and he keeps getting stupid surfs off, and then he gets paralyzed, and everything happens again and again and again, and I surf, and he gets paralyzed. And then he Psychics and recovers, and I know I said I surf, but who cares? So I Psychic, and I get a crit. So yeah, there you go. That crit would have killed even if you were at full health. So he flees because he's a freaking moron. Anyways, do not battle this guy. I repeat, do not battle this freaking prick.